ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनं। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्मपुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम, a warm welcome. ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We will chant from the 40th shloka. Om Viksharo rohito margo heturdamodarasah mahidharo mahabhago vegavanamitashanah udbhavah kshobhano deva shrigarbhah parameshwarah karanam karanam karta vikarta gahano guhah व्यवसायो व्यवस्थानः संस्थानस्थानदो ध्रुवः परर्धिः परमस्पष्टस्तुष्टः पुष्टः शुभेक्षणः रामो विरजो मार्गो नेयो नयो नयः वीरशक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः. We started this shloka yesterday with the first nama, Ramaha. Ramaha, one from the standpoint of Vedanta and two from the standpoint of Avatara Purusha, we have to look at. And yesterday we discussed by saying Nityananda Lakshane Asmin Yoginaha Ramante iti Ramaha. The one which the yogis are moving towards, yogis are seeking, yogis are searching, is Bhagavan Ramaha, who is of the nature of limitless eternal happiness, where there is no trace of sorrow, there is no trace of pain, there is no trace of suffering. And this is what we all want. We are going towards Vishaya for this only. We are moving away from Vishayas for this only. We are moving towards Bhagavan for this only. What is that? Ananda Lakshanam. For the sake of Ananda. What kind of Ananda? Again it is expressed Ramante Yoginaha Yasmin. This is in the Padma Purana. Ramante Yoginaha Yasmin Sadanande Chidatmani. A beautiful word is brought here. Iti Ramapadena Param Brahma Abhidiyate. Ramapadena. With the word of Rama, etat Param Brahma Abhidiyate. Brahman is indicated. How? Ramante. Ramante, reveling, enjoying, being in, experiencing ecstasy, bliss. So many words are told. And who are those people who are experiencing all of them? Yoginaha. Yoginaha are those people who have communicated, contacted, associated, merged, united with Bhagavan alone. And for them, the world has no relevance. Worldly experiences, worldly whims and fancies are not at all there in their thoughts. Why? Ramante iti Rama. They are completely reveling in the Nama of Rama. Sadanande. Sadanande, in that supreme bliss, supreme joy of thinking about Rama. Chidatmani. This is the best word which says it is where is Ramaha? Where are they searching? Chidatmani, in our own Hridaya Kuhara. Chit Atmani. Chit means existence. Atma here refers to consciousness. Both are one and the same. And Brahman is indicated by the word Rama to show that yogis revel in permanent and limitless bliss of Chidatman, the Atman which is pure consciousness. Therefore, he is called Ramaha. Then comes one of the most beautiful explanations which indicate Bhagavan Sri Rama. Swechaya, Swaichaya, Ramaniyam Vapurvahanva Dasharathi Ramaha. Swechaya, out of his own will, he became the son of Dasharatha, or rather, he took avatar of Sri Rama, the son of Dasharatha, and assumed a handsome physique. Vapurvahanya. Vahanva. Vapurvahan. Vahan means taking. Vapuhu means physical body. Bhagavan Vishnu, out of his own choice, Vechaya, Dasharathi Ramaha. He took the form of Dasharathi Ramaha, son of Dasharatha. Now these are all the typical etymological meaning of the word Ramaha. But the Puranas indicate Bhagavan, and especially in particular Sri Ramchandra ji. Valmiki ji very elaborately explains who is Rama. Rama is Shodasha Kala Purushaha. He is the one who is endowed with. Endowed with meaning what? Who is. Shodasha means 16. Kala Purushaha means 16 beautiful nature of Bhagavan is Sri Ramachandra. What are these 16? First I will enlist them and then we will see. Valmiki ji starts Valmiki Ramayana with this. After the first Prarthana Shloka, the story immediately starts. Valmiki, it seems, goes to Narada, Devarishi Narada, and asks him one question, which actually stunned Narada Muni. But Narada was very happy. At least there is a person who has asked these questions, and in that pretext, I can give out my love and this one about Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. Valmiki ji asks, in the first sloka it is said, Naradam Munim Papracha. He asks Narada, what is that? Konvasmin Sampradam Loke Gunavan Kascha Viryavan Dharmagnyascha Kritagnyascha Satyavakyo Dridhavratah Charitrena Chako Yuktah Sarvabhuteshu Kovhitah Vidwan Kah Kasamarthascha Kaschaika Priyadarshanaha Atmavan Kojita Krodha Dyutiman Konasuyakah Kasya Bibhyati Devascha Jataroshasya Sanyuge Etad Ichhamyaham Shrotum Param Kautuhalam Hime Maharshe Tvam Samarthosi Nyatumevam Vidham Naram. He Bhagavan, He Muni Pungava, He Narada, Aham Etat Shrotum Ichchami. I would love to listen to this. What is that? And how? Param Kautuhalam Hime. I am very excited. I cannot wait anymore. I am desperately waiting for an answer. He Maharshehe, He Maharshihi, Tvam Samartha Asi. You are only capable, in fact we may add that word there to make it more wonderful. You are alone capable. Tvam Samartha Asi. Tvameva Samartha Asi we may say. Nyatum Evam Vidham Naram. You alone know. Nyatum Evam Vidham Naram. One person, Nara, who has all these qualities. What are the qualities? Why did Narada become stunned? Why did Narada become so astonished listening to Valmiki? The Shodasha Kala Purushaha, the 16 Kala, is so wonderful. Narada says, Bahavo Durlabhaschaiva. Bahavaha durlabha. It is absolutely so very impossible almost. Very rare. Ye tvaya kirtitaha gunaha. Tvaya kirtitaha gunaha are so difficult to have in people. Munehe vakshyami aham buddhva. I know, buddhva, having known, I will now tell you. What is that? Taihi yuktaha naraha. Taihi yuktaha. All the qualities what you have enlisted, taihi yuktaha, endowed with all those qualities, there is one person, naraha. He didn't say narani or naraha. He said naraha, one person. I will explain. Vakshyami. Shruyatam. Listen. This word Shruyatam is so important because all of us know, we are also in that category, let us accept, that we are not sincere when we ask question. 2, we don't wait for an answer. 3, even though we sit and listen, our minds are never there. This is a fact. No, Swamiji, we listen carefully. We may proclaim. We may claim. But the fact is that most of us are habituated to being absent-minded. When we look at most of the Shastras, you will find every Shastra insists, as though, emphasizes on what? Shruyatam, listen. And you have to listen because of 2 reasons here. What are the 2 reasons? One is bahavaha durlabhaha. It is so very rare. Therefore, very many times the mind say, oh, all these are all not possible, and it will lose interest. 2, the mind immediately will give what is called as justification. What is that justification? Oh, Swamiji, if we are like this and all, we can't survive in this world outside. We think these qualities are not appropriate for us to live in this world outside, which is absolutely incorrect. So we should know, 1, it is durlabham, therefore we have to understand it clearly. 2, it is possible for a person to live such a life. And 3, Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji have actually demonstrated being like a man in the common world, and he beautifully lived all these virtues. Remember, earlier I had said, virtues are different, values are different. For us, these are all values. And we are royally, totally, completely, entirely disconnected with that. Whereas, they are all virtues when it comes to Sri Ramchandraji. Before continuing, let me confess, I am a great bhakta of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. My Ishta Devata is Rama. Therefore, when it comes to Rama, probably I might be a little more emotional probably, and therefore sometimes you have to put up with me. Alright, having said that, we will go to the names, the virtues which are enlisted. Please note here I am only enlisting, we will deal with it. Gunavan. First wicket itself is down from our standpoint. Why? Guna. How gunavan are we? Questionable. We will think. Gunavan. Viryavan. The one who is brave, valorous. Dharmagnaha. Gnaha means the one who knows. Dharmagnaha, the one who knows the dharma. Kritagnaha. Kritagnaha, the one who is grateful. a very, very important virtue. Satyavakya, where the moment we listen to Satyavakya, many people sigh, many people laugh, many people giggle, because we have sort of asserted ourselves what Satyavakya is useless in Kali Yuga. We will further see that. We will first see the 5 and then we will proceed with the next. Alright. Gunavan. What is Gunavan? The one who is principled. What is the guna of a person? We generally loosely translate it as qualities. Guna means qualities. And then we immediately relate it to sattva, rajas, tamo, gunaha. But who is a gunavan? The one who is principled. What do we mean by principled person? A person who has the knowledge of what is dharma. A person who knows that he is very important in the society and he can become a role model. And by doing so, he would also help several other generations to follow and become principled personality. 1. 2. It is not that it is the people with principles are alien to us. In our own family, every one of us are sure that we have somebody who is very principled. Think. You will have in your own family, if not in this family or in the closer circles family or in the working atmosphere, you will have somebody. Somebody, or why somebody, few of them. All of us would have come across. And whenever we even think of that person, please underline, whenever we even think of that person, our respects flow towards that person. We revere such people. We not only respect, we revere. 2, and then 3rd one, we obey such people. Think. We would like to follow his instructions. We would like to follow his opinions, suggestions. Why? The first and foremost aspect is, I am clear with the nature of that person who are principled, and what is that clearance? That person cannot be wrong. Think. It's a very, very, very important feature. In fact, let me also again indicate to all of you. The purpose of knowing Vishnu Sahasranama, knowing all the names, is to understand all these very important factors. So we may go a little more deeper in these aspects. Why? We should imbibe, we should cultivate certain virtues. And that is why he is called as Bhagavan and we are not called as Bhagavan. Gunavan. Every Gunavantaha is always revered. Always revered. Why? Because he does not compromise principles. Whereas all of us compromise. Why? Including the speaker. All of us, though we are talking of Gunavan, all of us compromise. At times when our mind is weak, all of us fall prey. But here is a Gunavan who also may have slipped at occasions, at pressing circumstances, some may have fallen. But by and large, if you see, a longer period of life, he has definitely upheld the virtue and has lived that virtue. This can be seen even in the very common activities which he performs. Getting up early morning, greatest guna. How so difficult guna. And for some it is impossible. Although, as though, think, getting up early morning becomes so difficult. Very beautiful episode in Ramayana. Hanumanji crosses the ocean and goes to Lanka. Ati lagu roop dhari. He became very small and goes there. I have told this also, I think, earlier. And then he is searching. He is searching for Sita ji, of course. And then suddenly he finds one house with Shanka Chakra Gada Padma painted in that. So unique. Where? In Rakshasa Rajya. So he was wondering, is this another Rama's play? This was early morning, Brahmi Muhurta, probably 3:45, 4 according to our timing. He was wondering what to do. Whether it is truly a devotee's house or it is Ravana's trick. And then he slowly approaches and he slowly starts hearing some sound. At 3:45, who is doing what? So he goes a little further closer and he could hear. And from that house came Ram Ram Tehi Sumiran Kinha Hridaya Harashi. Hridaya Harashi. Immediately Hanumanji was very happy. Why? Ram Ram Tehi Sumiran Kinha. From that house, the sound of Rama Smarana came out. And then immediately, Hanumanji was sure. Why? At this hour, a Rakshasa cannot think of Bhagavan. Think. We claim ourselves to be Manavas. We claim ourselves to be not Rakshasas. But do we at least think of Bhagavan? Not being a Rakshasa according to us? Think? No. And that is the time we are in the deepest sleep. Even dream sleep would have got over. Is it not? Morning, that Brahmi Muhurta is the best Muhurta for us to sleep. Think. As though. Isn't it? And early morning at that time, Ram Ram Tehi Sumiran Kinha. This is the quality of a Gunavantaha. The moment we wake up in the morning to take the name of the Lord is a great virtue. Not so easily it will come. We may probably, our mantra may be coffee, tea, etc. But to take the Rama Nama is such a beautiful thing. Hridaya Harashi. Hanumanji was so happy. And then he decided, what? He was assured, what? Sajjana Kinha. There must be a Sajjana there. Because other than Sajjana, nobody can take up Bhagavan's name at that Brahmi Muhurta. Does that mean anybody who takes the Ramanama at that time are Gunavantaha? No. But Gunavantaha Lakshanas are to take Bhagavan Nama early morning and take Bhagavan Nama while going to sleep. Gunavan. One. This is one aspect. But if you see Ramayana, entire Ramayana, you will find Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra ji demonstrates every guna which we may call as virtue. All through Ramayana you will find every type of guna is demonstrated. For whom? It is for us to pick up. It is for us to understand. It is for us to assimilate and abide. Think. Therefore, Sadguna is very, 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 very rare. Gunavan, principled person. We may also have a wonderful experience if only we can transform, which is called as parivartana. What is parivartana? Transforming within and changing our ways. We don't have to regret what has happened. Probably whatever has happened has taught us proper lesson. Taking that as the thread and then moving further. How I transform myself. How should I transform? Puranas give us the way. The life of Sri Ramchandraji, life of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, all of them are for what? For us to pick up those beautiful qualities and apply to whatever little extent we can. We start from there. For every success, first step is important. Therefore, we start changing ourselves, becoming principled people in every deed, in every thought, in every word. Immediately we will not become very principled people. Please don't have too much of hopes. The amount of negativities which are there in us will many times not permit us to be principled because of the habits. But we can. Why? Just because we have this ability to discriminate between right and wrong, good and bad, conducive and conducive. Since we have the ability, we need to apply them, and slowly and slowly, steadily, we can transform ourselves. Swamiji, at the age of 88, what can I do? Don't worry, you start. If not in this janma, anyway punarapi jananam punarapi maranam. If you don't realize the truth, you will again come back. These qualities will again be, continued. Therefore, learn. Therefore, observe and implement. What? Principles of life. What are the principles? All of you know better. Whatever we know, we will apply. Whatever we don't know, we will not worry about that now. Whatever principles we know, we will apply. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Think. Continue. Gunavan. Viryavan. What is Viryavan? The one with lot of potential. The one with lot of valor. And what are these valor and potential for? To hold ourselves from falling. It's a great value which requires lot of strength. Viryavan, when it is said, it is not physical Viryavan. Of course, that is also included. It is physical strength. And what is this physical strength? An ability to be healthy and emotionally stable and intellectually clear. Think, therefore, such a person who is strong physically, emotionally and intellectually, also spiritually. We may be physically strong. We may have certain hold on our emotions. We may also know what is right and wrong. But we don't have that spiritual quotient in us. That also must be implemented. That also must be developed. Such a person is called Viryavan. Physically, I should not fall prey for all whims and fancies of life. In Kannada, there is a word called Nalige Chapala. What is Nalige Chapala? Where the tongue goes on asking. What? Very tasty, sumptuous food. Tasty food. Acharya says, Kshudvyadhischa chikitsetam pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam swadvannam natuyacyatam vidivashat praptena santushyatam. Be happy with whatever Bhagavan has blessed. This is Viram. Why? Because for the desperate need of enjoying all the petty pleasures of life, we not only compromise principles, we go away out of the way for the sake of those pleasures. And probably sometime rarely, if at all, by mistake we introspect, we say, "Chah, I should not have done that." That very rarely happens. Even that very rarely happens. Think. This ability to say, not required. It is not self-denial, it is self-restraint. An ability to hold and say, it is not required. Why do I need? And let go. It requires viryam. Think. Viryavan. Bhagavan Ramchandraji would let go the whole kingdom at the drop of a hat. Yesterday night you will be coronated. Accepted. Next day morning you have to go to forest. Accepted. No change. Think. Therefore, this ability to hold on and do not get disturbed. Do not fall prey for the physical demands. Do not fall prey for the emotional insecurities. Is Viryavan. Dharmagnaha. Gnaha, knower. Dharma, the one who knows dharma in its entirety. In fact, it is from Bhagavan all dharmas have come. Is it not? When Bhagavan himself has given the dharma, obviously and naturally he must know what is dharma, and this is again demonstrated in the life of Bhagavan Sri Ram. Dharmagnaha, being righteous. Kritagnaha, what a beautiful nama. What a beautiful value. Value and nama. Kritagnaha, again nyaha, knowing how grateful one must be to the entire universe, to the parampara, to Bhagavan, to Guru. In fact, at one point, he was so grateful to Sita ji. He was so grateful to his own sons Lava and Kusha. Why? They have brought in so much of knowledge in him, Rama says. So that way, he not only gives everything to people, but he is also grateful. That sense of gratefulness, the sense of kritagnyata must be there in all of us. We must be grateful to every single being in this world whom we have come across. We must be grateful to every single thing in this world which we use. So, being grateful is a great quality. Kritagnaha. Satyavakyaha. One of the most contradictive virtue. Speaking truth. And then we know whenever this topic comes, then there are people who are unintelligent people who ask, "Oh Swamiji, if that happens, then can we speak truth?" Arey Baba, normal day speak truth. When something happens, then we will see at that time. Simple thing. I know several people, why one or two? Several people I know. If I ask them, what breakfast did you have today? They feel so bad to say that they had some ordinary bread or something. They say, I had masala dosa. Think. We are so... this is one very, very petty example what I have given. But if you actually sit down and think and expand the mind, the attitude of the mind, for every simple thing there are people who want to lie. What is the need? What is the necessity? Think. I don't mean to say, please be very clear about this. We are all discussing, we are all learning, and for the sake of imbibing such qualities. And the moment we hear, we don't become Satyavakyaha. And because I tell immediately, no, you should not say, okay, Swamiji is Satyavakyaha. Oh, no. But we have to think. What is the idea? Idea here is, be simple. Be simple. Don't complicate yourselves by yourself. In case everybody tells this, not that I am only saying, even you will tell me if you come to in front of me. If I say truth, I don't have to remember everything. If I say false, I have to remember to whom I said what, when, where. So storage. Think. I have to remember everything. And in case I say something else, that person will look at me from top to bottom. That day you told this way, you will feel ashamed. Is it not? There are no occasions which can be justified. No occasions which can be justified when you say lie. However, there are certain occasions when, to avoid confusion, to avoid disturbance, to avoid confrontation, for the good of these people around, one may, for the good of the whole people, at occasions, just to avoid confusions, one may utter, but there also they can take care in such a fashion, they should not be blunt. Satyam priyam hitam chavada, it is said. Speak truth. But speak the same truth lovingly and for the good of others. In fact, it does not give us permission to say false, but we may avoid certain times expressing truth. Why? For the sake of the certain situation, we may avoid saying truth, but we can definitely, it is not required to say false. It is not required. Now the question is, if I have been habituated, and I have also seen people speaking loosely every time falsehood, every time something wrong, which is not truth, what is it that I have to do? Please note one thing very clearly. We are not here to change the world. We have not taken a contract to make everybody truthful. We can be. In case, for whatever reasons, I was also not truthful for several times, what should I do? The purpose of listening to such talks is, from then I start parivartan within me. I change within me. I start thinking, was this required? Is this required? And from 1,000 lies, if I can make it 995 lies, I have improved. And the very bhavana of improvement, I have not told lies today, I have been truthful, is an inspiration from within which will not make me tell lies again. Tomorrow it can be 990, and after 1 month it can be 850. Let it take time, but let the parivartana take place. Let the transformation within take place. And for that, we need to give ourselves truly, sincerely, and then make our life purely truth-oriented. This is possible. It will take time. Let it take time, but let it start. Think. And then comes the next 5, which we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see the next 11 more. We will see tomorrow. and conclude the series tomorrow with Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji's Shodashakala Purushaha. Those qualities we will see and conclude for tomorrow. We will rest now for today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.